As the country braces for the 2026-2027 budget reading tomorrow, analysts and economic sector players are conducting a quick post-mortem of the outgoing 72 trillion budget, which will be replaced in days by a staggering 84 trillion shilling package. The good news is that notable successes were registered in the 2025-2026 financial year.
Government has concentrated really on the drivers of the economy, ATMS, agro-industrialization, tourism, mining, science and technology, which are the drivers of this economy. For me, that's a plus.
This year, Uganda has achieved a good milestone with the rehabilitation of Entebbe International Airport. I think that's a win. Similarly, the win with the construction of Hoima International Stadium, Kabalega International Airport, those are wins that we need to congratulate ourselves on.
There are also a number of other programs like PDM, Myoga. These ones are really, really important, to be able to increase incomes at household level, but also stimulate local economic activities.
Government invested around 2.43 trillion shillings in wealth creation programs like Myoga, parish development model, and others that have led to evident improvements in the standard of living and aggregate demand.
However, budget implementers often seem to be their own worst enemies. Like previous budgets, this one carries its fair share of recklessness, mismanagement, and outright inaction.
So the big misses that we have seen consistently coming through the budgets is the part of the non-wage recurrent, the thing that facilitates government to deliver on its work. You contracted me, but you haven't paid for the right of way. So I can't build the road because we haven't achieved the permission to build the road on that piece of land.
Similarly, last year's budget talked of making heavy investments in UECDL, and it boasted that the consumer had made a saving of roughly 14%. 1 year later, UECDL is not on top of its game. Power outages have increased. There has been management upheaval. They've just appointed a new manager, so that has also not gone as per plan in that budget. Government has continued to invest in different ventures like biopharma and the coffee industrial complex in Intungamo and so on. Unfortunately, none of these as yet are posting dividends. And for taxpayers, the return on investment appears low.
It appears that public debt and corruption continue to plague budget delivery, and these issues simply refuse to go away.
Because part of the reason we don't have sufficient funds is a big portion of the budget goes into debt management, debt service. So you don't want consistently to borrow, because that will continue to reduce your space.
Also in terms of debt, by last year's budget reading, our total debt stock stood at 116 trillion. It's now at 130 trillion. Then there were some initiatives that were proposed in the last budget that didn't really work, like the intelligent transport monitoring system, what we call the express penalty system. The fees were exorbitant, there had been minimal consultations, and it was put to a halt.
So, what is the way out of this cycle of budget execution?
There is a laxity when it comes to implementing what has been agreed upon. But it's important for government to translate that economic growth into jobs, job creation. And that one has to be planned.
Part of the budget is being taken up by corruption. It's usually to happen then or maybe not even happen. So how do we curb corruption? How do we increase government efficiency?
Ismail Musa Ladu, NTV Business.